Hey there, we got percent of a whole problems, like 30% of the students ride the bus. If 210 don't ride, how many students are there total? How on earth do we solve that? It's going to be a lot like when we had ratio problems. So we've got a percent, and there will be a count of actual students and not just a percent. And then what are we looking at? We're looking at riding, not riding, I'll just put not, and total. Okay, let's change color. What we've got here is another table. Crudely drawn, I know, but it gets us through. And what do we know? Lay out everything you know. 30% ride. Don't put the percent sign, it just confuses things. If 210 kids, not percent, obviously, do not ride, that's the count, do not ride, how many students are there in all? So I like to mark, what are we looking for? Count in total, right here. Okay, we don't know this, but I don't know if we're gonna need it. We know this. Why? Because percents always add up to 100. So you can always fill this in, and if you get either of these, you'll be able to fill in the other. So with all of that, now we can ignore this. We used it to get to this, and that's all that mattered. Now we have a proportion. Hey, look at that. 70 over 100 is 210 over x. Let's divide these by 10 right off the bat and take our 10s off. Can't go any further. So 70 times x is 210. Okay. If I divide by the known factor, right, which is really just 21 divided by 7, x is, hold on, something's wrong here. 70 times x is 70x. 210 times 100 maybe I shouldn't have crossed out the zeros here. 70x 210 times 100 technically is 221,000. Divide both sides by 70. Okay, so x is actually 300. I knew that because 3 wouldn't make sense here. But 300 out of, or 210 out of 300, and then that means this is 90, makes sense. I wonder if there's a way that could have made that go a little bit smoother. They did 70 over 100 is 210 over t. Nope, they're just big numbers. So let's do this again, hopefully with smaller numbers. Hopefully you understand what I did wrong there. Shanna correctly answered 17 out of 20 questions on the game show. Oops, 20 total. Correct. Not total, right? And this is the percent, this is the count. Right? Good enough. What percent of the questions did she answer correctly? That's this. Percent correct. Okay, if she answered 17 right, then we can figure this is 3, right? 20 minus 17. And we know total percent is always 100. We actually don't even need that though. That was just a fun little fact I had there. So you turn this into a proportion again. And this goes down here. Solve by cross products. I'll do it better this time. 17 times 100 is 1,700. Divide by the known factor. $20 into 1,070. Whoops. 1,700, I mean. Wow, even 85. I did not expect it to be even. Good deal. 85% correct. Hope you kind of followed my step-by-step process here. If not, just use that percent count table and then practice working on your solving by cross products for proportions. Practice